Hello, my name is Mike Johnson, taking you on an inside and outside video tour of this vehicle and the systems inside. This is a 2015 Toyota Sienna all-wheel drive. That's a 4x4 XLE with the premium navigation package, sunroof, body appearance package, mud guards, and it's extremely clean. Cosmetically, the condition is immaculate. Very clean car. So in this video, I'm taking you all around and I'm going to show you it also has power opening side doors, power operating rear hatch, rear parking sonar sensors. Both doors are power operated and they operate from the remote control or little buttons like here you can press to operate it. There's also a button near the driver's seat so you can open or close any of these doors from the driver's seat. It's got the 7-passenger seating configuration, and this is extremely clean. Now minivans, sometimes it can be tricky to find a clean one, but this one is really clean. This only has a little over 30,000 mile odometer range on it. It's got the side window shades built into the doors, so you can pull these privacy screens up to keep a little bit of sun off your passengers, especially the younger ones that can't turn their heads very easy. Up on the overhead, you've got the tilt and slide power moonroof, and the roof rack crossbars right here are on this vehicle. Down below, it's got run flat tires, so even if you get a nail in the tire, you can keep driving until you have a chance to get it repaired. These are the nicer run flat tires, the smoother riding run flat tires, and there's quite a bit of tread on it. It even has wheel locks, so nobody can steal your tires or wheels. Down on the bottom, you've got that chrome lower body accent trim and the factory mud guards. So when you drive through puddles, they keep the mud from splashing up onto the side of this vehicle. And you might be taking this into mud because this is an all-wheel drive. It's a 4-wheel drive vehicle, and that means when it's snowing, you don't have to get out and put tire chains on. You can keep driving, go up in the mountains, go skiing. If you live in a place with a lot of snow, you can just keep driving in the snow when the 2-wheel drive cars have to get out and put chains on. And that means you stay nice and clean inside your vehicle with your family. It's very helpful. So extremely clean car. Has a rear windshield wiper, which on this body style they've hidden behind the rear wing spoiler. Everything seems to be working absolutely perfectly on this vehicle, and I'm going to take you and show you the engine. I'm going to show you underneath. So as we start to go into this vehicle, we're going to show you first, we do have 2 keys for it, and it's equipped with a remote engine starter. So you press lock, and hold, and it'll remote start the engine. It's getting ready, starting right up. So the engine starts up from outside the vehicle with the handheld remote on this. So if you take your all-wheel drive up to the snow, you can pre-cool or preheat the car before you even get in. That's a real nice feature. That's a fairly significant accessory on Toyota because it's normally, a lot of them don't have it. And it's theft resistant, so when you open the door, it turns off, and then you get in with a key and then you start it normally. But by that time it'll be nice and warm or nice and cool inside. Very convenient. And this one has the new, for 2015, state-of-the-art Bluetooth and navigation system. And we have the Bluetooth and the music loading up and starting. I have some tunes on my phone which are playing through the car's stereo system. So when you jump in, if it's synced to your phone, your music will automatically be synced to the radio and start playing. It does have a CD player, but you don't have to worry about CDs. Let's close the tilt and slide power moonroof, sunroof. Close the privacy shade. Take a look at the sun visors. They're lighted and telescopic, which means they extend out. So this is a driver's car. You got the sunglass holder, and you have a conversation mirror up here, which you can lock into position. Keep your eyes on the ones in the back seat without having to turn your head. You got a master dome light control, on, door, or off. The sunroof control. Your power open and close door controls right here. Hit those buttons and open all 3 rear doors in the back. Hit it again and close all 3 rear doors. You've got the electrochromic auto dimming rear view mirror with HomeLink programmable garage door opener and compass, convenient electronic compass right there. Tilt, telescopic leather wrapped steering wheel, and this is real leather seats inside. They give you still real leather in sienna. So let's do a little bit of driving. We'll drive it over into the shade. I do have a color backup camera, so I can steer myself into a parking space using only the backup camera for alignment. And I do have my rear parking sonar sensors. This has a rear radar system as well. It's called the Blind Spot Monitor Driver Assist package, and I'm going to explain what that does as we drive around into the shade behind this, as much shade as we can get this time of day behind this building here. Let's pull next to this monster container here. Okay, we're parked next to a container to make an example so you understand the rear radar system on this vehicle. So when I put it in reverse, I have my backup camera and I have parking sonar. So if I back up close to an object like that bush back there, let's get close to it. And on my display here, it'll start beeping and it'll show how close I'm getting. And when I get really close, it beeps faster. That system has been around for years and years on a lot of vehicles, the nicer vehicles. And it does have that. But it has this driver assist package as well, which is a rear radar system. So when you're parked next to something that gives you a complete blind spot on the left or right or both, and you put it in reverse, there's this little LED light on your mirror here. Let's make it light up here so you can see it. So the little LED light on your mirror that's lighting up, that I'm blinking on and off there, that's your signal to the driver. If you put it in reverse and a vehicle is approaching from as far away as 90 feet and speeds up to like 35-40 miles an hour, when a vehicle is approaching from the rear or a pedestrian within about 25 feet, the rear radar system will give you a warning, so you know to stop backing up until the vehicle passes and watch out. Even if you can't see the vehicle approaching, the radar system will tell you it's there by beeping at you. That's very nice. Keeps you from running over pets and people and hitting other cars that are zooming through parking lots. That seems to happen a lot these days. So you and your family can safely go home without having to fill out a police report. Very nice. And the button to activate and deactivate that system that I was pushing is right here, the BSM. Now this is the parking assist system, the rear sonar, different systems. And they're both working really well on this car, 100% operational. And the blind spot monitor system also works when you're driving at freeway speeds. And I'll put a couple pictures in the diagram But as I start driving at freeway speeds, the blind spot monitor light will come on and light up if somebody's on my left side behind the driver's seat, or on the right side behind the driver's seating position, which is your blind spot zone, up to a little bit behind the vehicle. That light will come on and it'll stay solid until you turn on your turn signal. Then when you turn on the turn signal, if there's a vehicle in your left blind spot, the left light will flash rapidly. If there's a vehicle in your right blind spot, that one will blink rapidly. So even if you don't look over your shoulder and you don't see a vehicle in your mirror, maybe there, but that means there is one. Or also, when you're driving around on the freeways, sometimes you change lanes, and as you enter a lane during a lane change, another driver decides he wants to occupy the exact same space you're going for, and that blind spot monitor system will start flashing as you get close to other cars in the next lane over, and that helps you driving on the freeway. So the blind spot monitor system helps in the parking lot, helps on the freeway. So we're going to conclude talking about the navigation and Bluetooth features. So this has the state-of-the-art navigation for Toyota, and it has live traffic on freeways and surface streets. As you see, I have the green stripes alongside the roads here, these green stripes, and if there's flickering on the screen, that's just on the sync between the two camera devices. But on the screen you don't see any flickering at all to the human eye. The electronic eye of the camera may be seeing some flickering because there's some sync issues, but the screen does not flicker at all. So as I zoom out, the freeways show live traffic, red, green, or yellow, depending on how fast the traffic's flowing. This time of day there's a lot of green, but on a Friday afternoon there's a lot of red. But if something unexpected comes up like this yellow icon, you can click on it and it'll say lane is closed on the freeway.
Eastbound by 10 at this location, lane closed.
And it even tells you, so you can keep your eyes on the road. Also, you can have a passenger operate that. It's got Entune apps. So if you install on your phone the Toyota Entune application, then you can access all sorts of features from the internet, including fuel prices, which is in here somewhere. Let me see, are we connected? Yeah, there's a lot of apps in here, including fuel prices and so forth. It's very useful. Let's see, audio, apps, navigation. You have voice commanded navigation. So there's a buttons on the steering wheel. We'll have to make sure to talk about that. So when a call comes in, you can touch here to answer, touch here to hang up. You've got your radio controls with the Easy Speak, driver Easy Speak system on this vehicle. And over here is your center display controls. It has a really fancy center display which will even show you the speed limits for the road you're driving. It'll show you a Bluetooth menu so you can see the artist and title right there in the center without having to mess with your screen. You can access everything from your navigating buttons here. It's a very nice features. Total interior redesign for 2015 versus the older years. There's quite a bit of difference on the inside. In the center console you have a lot of storage. You have an extra cup holders. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's about 14 cup holders in this vehicle. It does have the owner's books and manuals. It has a second glove box for storing even more stuff. And in the back, on the rear right and rear left, there's additional glove boxes for rear seat passengers. So we need to show the seats. I don't want the video to get too long playing with all the features. I'll include some Toyota videos if you ask. I'll send you the links to the Toyota videos, or I'll try to include those When possible, the seats are slide forward, which makes it very easy to get to the back third row seat. And the third row seats has a little strap so you can pull and recline it. It has a button so you can fold the headrest down, so if nobody's sitting back here, you can improve your rearward visibility. This one has rear quarter windows which will open and close. You have a power control from the driver's seat, and these are your privacy shades. And with them up, it stays a little bit cooler inside. You've got a lot of air conditioning vents everywhere, and there's 3 temperature zones. So you just set the temperature what you want and just forget about it. It just stays and maintains the temperature. If you're driving and the sun is on your left, you can turn a little cooler on the left, and the people on the shady side can turn a little warmer, and you can be extra comfortable in a vehicle like this. And these seats do go back, they do recline. I have to use 2 hands to do it, so bear with me. And then if I release the other handle, because they go so far back, you have an incredible amount of leg room. So when you're taking those long trips and you only have 4 people, you can fold the rear seat flat, hold a lot of cargo. This is actually the largest minivan you can buy compared with the Honda Odyssey or Chrysler or any of the other minivans. They're all a lot smaller inside. This has a lot more cargo room. I have pictures. I can actually fit 4 by 8 foot sheets of plywood in here stacked up with I didn't put them in this van. I put them in a different nearly identical vehicle, a red one, and 4 by 8 sheets of plywood stacked up in the back with blankets so it won't scratch up the interior. They'll fit, so you can take this on your trips to Home Depot. These center row seats are removable. Let's show you the third row seats now. As we're talking about the third row seat, there are 4 seats in this van where you can attach those child seats with a latch lower anchor tether system with little hooks. So the 2 middle row seats and 2 of the rear seats will support child seats. You could put up to 4 child seats in here with a latch system. There's one release handle. I'm sorry, this one. Seat goes like so. You slide it forward, you can get into the back row. I showed you it reclined. I showed you the side. There's drink holders on both sides with a glove box on each side. When we go to the back, this van does include the all-weather floor mat set, the genuine Toyota all-weather floor mats. So when you take your all-wheel drive up in the snow, you won't get the carpet all dirty, and that may be why the carpet is so clean on this car. So let's fold the seat down. It's real simple. Fold it down, fold this over so dirt doesn't fall below, and then you can see the carpet is nice and clean in this vehicle. Here's those glove boxes that I was talking about. There's even a cubby in the back. Now this is a 7-seat vehicle. You cannot, there's no way to put an 8th seat in the middle on the XLEs like this. The all-wheel drives don't come with an 8th seat. It's not offered at all by Toyota. This is the only all-wheel drive minivan. So, and the compromise of having the extra drivetrain is no 8th seat. So that's not an option. I suppose there are some aftermarket providers that make jump seats that you could have bolted in there, but that would be on your own. I can give you the phone numbers for some seat providers, or you can look it up on the internet. There are companies that make jump seats that would fit in, but it wouldn't look factory necessarily. But it, you know, if you really needed an 8th seat, I don't necessarily recommend it, but it's not offered by Toyota, but it may be offered by aftermarket third-party companies. So close the trunk, wrap up the video by showing you a close-up body inspection. So we'll start under the hood. Under the hood, it's nice and clean under here. Now this van has brand new front brakes. We just had the brakes done on the front, so the front brakes are brand new. The rears last you a long time. but you have brand new front brakes on it. The tires and the batteries, everything under the hood, all the metal is bright and shiny. Sometimes when vehicles are used for driving in snow, they can get kind of grungy, but we don't see any of that on this vehicle. So we're going to take a look at the tires. These are your wear bars. You have a lot of tread remaining on the tires, and the wheel doesn't show much curbing, if any at all, on the left front. Again, you do have wheel locks. You can see the brand new brake pads right through the wheel. They're in there, freshly done. Look at the rear wheels and tires. There's a lot of meat on the tires of this vehicle. And then rim also does not show any curbing that I can see at all. And Bridgestone tires. Both of those are Bridgestone tires. This is also a Bridgestone tire. A little tiny nick on the rim, very small, smaller than my pinky. Very small nick. There's only one. It's not bad at all. On the right rear tire. And the right front tire is also Bridgestone, so all four tires are matching same brand of tire. Plenty of tread on these tires. So let's see if I can take a look underneath. Put my camera in an angle so you can look underneath the body. That's the all-wheel drive in the back there. You can see the drive shaft. It's there. It's not all grungy. Pretty nice. Trying to get my camera so you can look underneath. Look, get it in the angle again. Close up of the paint. There's not a lot of chips or anything on the front. There are some, but not much. Now, the Carfax does show that this car had an accident, but it was something very minor, so it didn't result, it may not have affected the structure or anything like that, but it will show up on the Carfax history report. But the body is outstanding. So one of the things we can do, some cars don't have these anymore, but we're going to inspect these vehicle identification number stickers and count which ones are in place and see if any are missing. So right now we have one on that door, that fender. Looking up under the hood, you got to pull this to the side, and then there's a VIN number right there. They only put those on at the factory. This hood was replaced, but the left and right fenders are original. That's the one downside of an all-wheel drive, is when you're going in snow and ice, it can be slippery, and no matter the precautions you take, you can still get in a situation where you slide around a little bit, where it can get a little bit of damage to the car. These VIN stickers are in place on both fenders. Let's check the rear hatch. See if that VIN sticker is in place. See if I see it somewhere. I don't see one on the rear hatch. So maybe I'm missing it, but I would say that there's been paint work on the rear hatch and the front hood. So just to disclose that to you, it has had some minor body work, but it wasn't so much that they had to replace the fenders or the sides. Probably just sliding around a little bit in the ice and snow. Even with the all-wheel drive, you still have to drive very careful. And a lot of these all-wheel drives experience the kind of weather where little slips and slides happen. So I'm going to wrap up this video. My name is Mike Johnson. Give me a call. 951-681-2101. 951-681-2101 is my direct contact number. This is actually very difficult to find an all-wheel drive van at all available for sale in Southern California, unless of course you order one brand new, which will cost you a lot more. So this one with the little bumps and scrapes in its history will give you a little bit better price on it, compared with going and buying it from the Toyota dealer. Might save you a significant amount of money, but they are rare. So if you want it, get on the phone and jump all over it. Thank you. My name is Mike Johnson. Once again, the phone number 951-681-2101.